Welcome back. Now we answer questions we've received from you, our viewers. If you have a question, visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com. Dr. Shabir, the question is it okay to call Allah Yahweh? And is Allah of the Quran Yahweh of the Bible?
Okay, so I should probably start by saying that, Sophia, while we call God Allah in Arabic, and when we say Allah, we are clear, we mean the uncreated creator of the heavens and the earth, the God of the Bible, the God of the Quran. We can also call Allah by other names, so long as those names are appropriate for God.
Okay.
The Quran says, "Ayyamma tad'u falahu al-asma'ul husna," or whatever you call him, to him belongs the most beautiful names. And we know many beautiful names that scholars have identified in the Quran and in the sayings of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that are names of God, and we recite those. We even have lists of 99 names, and we recite those on a rosary, or some Muslims compose those names into a song. Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wal Malik al-Quddus as-Salam, and so on. So these are names of God. Many of these names are found at the end of the 59th chapter of the Quran. Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa al-Malik al-Quddus, and so on. So we can call God by many names, and we can even call God by a generic word that means God, because that word is used in the Quran as well. So in our kalima, we say La ilaha illallah. There is no God except Allah. So the word for God there, the first mention, is a generic name. There is no Ilah except Allah. So the word Ilah can mean anything that people take to be God. And we're saying there is none of those are of any value. There is only one God, and that is Allah. So except Allah, there is no other God. And we find the word Ilah used in the Quran for God. For example, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas. This is the last chapter of the Quran which refers to God as Ilahin nas. So it's a generic word. In an English translation, it will simply be translated as God, the God of humankind. So we can call God God in English, but mostly Muslims say Allah, because when we say God, there's a lot of misapprehension or confusion about who exactly do you mean, because in the English language, God can mean so many different things to so many different people. Okay, now the word Yahweh in the Bible, this is a Hebrew word, and this Hebrew word is used exclusively for God. In the Bible occurs some 6,000 times, and it has a similar identifying feature about it as we say Allah in the Arabic, whereas in the Bible there are other words for God, like Ilah, the equivalent of Ilah, El, and Elohiym in the plural, but these sometimes refer to other gods as well. But Yahweh seems, I said previously exclusively, but I should say mostly the vast majority of times, because I could be wrong about, whether it's exclusive or not. But we should say when someone says Yahweh today, we know they're referring to the same God that Muslims refer to when they say Allah. But the name itself, Yahweh, whether this is originally given as part of a revealed message that, this is God's name, this is a little bit obscure. Because in the Bible, in the book of Exodus, in chapter 3, verse number 14, we read that when Moses met with God and God gave him a revelation, he said, God, but tell me your name, because when I go back to the Israelites and tell them that God spoke to me, they're going to ask me, like, what's his name? So God said to him, Ehya Asher Ehya, which means something like, I am what I am, which some commentators have said means simply like, don't ask me what my name is, like, mind your own business. Like, what is it to you what my name is? I'll be what I'll be. And go and say to them, I am has sent me to you. So it's like, a kind of a put down. And so God didn't really give his name. But from that mention of I am, scholars have come up with something like he is, like the one who is. Or as this is translated in the Greek Septuagint version of the Bible, ego eimi ho on, I am the one who is. So from that, scholars think, okay, let's just call him he is. So Yahweh means something like he is. the one who is, the one who exists, something of this nature. But this means that the word Yahweh itself was put together by scholars over time, and it's not something that's given as a direct revelation from God saying, this is my name. Nonetheless, this is the word that occurs both in the Old Testament and in parts in the New Testament. So where it says Alleluia in the New Testament, this is glory be to Yah, which is the short for Yahweh. And the name Jesus is said to be Yehoshua, which and Yeho is again a short form for Yahweh. So the word is permeating the entire Bible and is referring to that one God, the same God that Muslims worship. So in our discourse with our non-Muslim friends, there's no harm, I feel, in referring to God as Yahweh so that they know we're talking about the same one God. And there's also a clarity that when we're speaking about Yahweh, we're not referring to someone else whom people have come to take as gods over time, because we can see then that Jesus was the worshiper of Yahweh, Moses was the worshiper of Yahweh, Abraham was the worshiper of Yahweh. And so we can see that, we're calling people to the worship of that one God, following the great prophets like Moses and Jesus and Abraham.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. We have some exciting news to share with you.
As you know, Let the Quran Speak has been on TV screens and social media for 22 years.
We've been reaching people all around the world, spreading positivity and good, and helping people experience the beauty of Islam and the accomplishments of Muslims.
We've been shooting in this very space for the past 2 decades.
And now, with the help of Allah, we're about to get the keys to Muslim Media Hub.
If you like what we're doing, you're gonna love Muslim Media Hub even more.
Because it's the next step up.
Think new TV shows, podcasts, social media content, and film.
It will have new talent, more youth, and a lot more space and resources to do what we love. Spread the message of Allah.
Our Muslim Media Hub costs $2.4 million.
And for that, we need to raise $300,000. Please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help establish Muslim Media Hub so we can do this.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be of benefit to the Muslim community long after we are gone.
Thank you, and may Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always.
Assalamu alaikum.